Everyone is wondering what is going to happen to the housing market in the coming few years. But I'll tell you what, with things changing on such daily basis, it's going to be difficult to be able to predict exactly what will happen in the next few years. But there are a few things we're certain about. So in this video, I'm going to share with you my opinions of what is going to happen, what you should be looking out for, and also how to do stress test. You must have heard a lot of people talking about, hey, do stress testing on your properties with the interest rates jumping up and down. You want to be on the safe side. So I want to talk to you about how you should do your stress test. Look after yourself, because that's what I'm doing for myself. Stress testing every deal to see what it's capable of. So stay tuned. Hello everyone, if you're new here, my name is Abbas Pardhan. I'm a property investor and I'm an owner of an estate agency called 10x Rising. On this channel, I shall share with you the insight of what we go through on a day-to-day basis that may help you on your property journey. So if you enjoy the content, please smash the like button, subscribe. If you have any questions, please drop them in the comment section below and hit the notification bell so you do not miss the next videos. Right, the first thing, it's quite obvious, we all know it. The cost of living is insanely high. It's going up like crazy. It's affecting the homeowners' behaviors as well. The cost of living mainly has gone up due to the living costs and the food costs as well. So much so that the people are changing their day-to-day lifestyle to accommodate the high rise in the cost of living today. Recent data has shown that 20% of people are putting off large expenses to be able to accommodate and sustain their living. So we can expect homeowners and tenants looking for more energy efficient homes so that they can be saving on their energy bills. 60% of homeowners are saying that this is going to be the main requirement they're going to have when they're looking out for their next home over the coming few years. Now, that's the first thing that we are very confident on. But what's that also going to result on with this cost of living going up and interest rates also skyrocketing? One thing is for certain, there's going to be an increase of houses available in the market in the coming few years. The supply and demand imbalance has been one of the major driving force for house prices going up over the last decades in the UK. However, now we're seeing the market slowing down, and we can expect this to dominate into the next few years. So there's going to be a lot of properties out there in the market. So if you're a property investor, it is quite crucial you are liquid now, because you will find some good properties at a good discount available in the coming few months or into even a year. Now, what's going to happen is, as cost of living is going up, people's mortgage rates who are on fixed will come to an end, and their interest rates will be so high that they cannot afford to renew it anymore. So what's going to happen after is that because they cannot afford to go on with that new contract, paying interest rates at 5%, 5.5%, they can't afford it. So what's going to happen after is that they would rather sell the property, get their debt off their head, and just rent a property. So what's going to happen is that the rental market is going to shoot up even more, because a lot of people will be out there trying to rent properties. Other people even have the opinion that maybe the rental market is going to have to evolve, where renters are going to want to find rental properties that have all bills inclusive. I personally don't think that's going to happen, but some people have that opinion that maybe that's what's going to happen to the market. But regardless of what is, the fact is the rental market is going to shoot up, because people will have to get rid of their properties, the debts, because interest rates are crazy high. We all know that, especially for those people who became first-time homeowners having 5% deposit. At that time, maybe the interest payment was 1.89, 2.2%, and now suddenly you're going to have to pay 4.5 to 5.3%. Wait, that's a big jump up. Annual salary would have to be way more for them to be able to afford this. And perhaps if that was interest rate in the first place, they wouldn't even have gotten the deal. So what happens if you now find a good deal? What should you do now? Because interest rates are so high up. And who's to say that they don't go much higher? Because reports say that interest rates are going to go even much higher. So what should you do as a property investor who's going to be looking out for good deals? So let me show you what we do. So in front of me, I have a contract with Together Money. We are just refinancing on some of our properties. because we want to be quite liquid when shit hits the fan and there are more deals in the market. So we want to refinance wherever we have a lot of equity so that we can put them into better deals. Now, when we look to do that, we need to understand that, hey, at the moment, we're making X amount profit. If we refinance, the interest rate is already high. When we do refinance, our profit is going to drop. So with that money we get, can we really get good deals that's going to compensate the loss that we're going to have on this property? That's very crucial for you to do that. Also, when you're refinancing that money that you're going to put into the next property, what happens if interest rates keeps going up? What if the base rate touches 2%, 2.5%, 3%? Can you still afford that deal? Will it still be lucrative for you? And if it is, how long can you sustain that? Because you don't want to buy a property just so that you have to give it back after a year or two and it's being taken away from you. You want to sustain it, holding it, keeping it, and making a profit out of it. Being able to fund your contingency fund. Even if things go wrong, everything's breaking apart in the property, you still have some money to be able to maintain your property. So that's where stress testing comes into play. So I'm going to show you how we do, how I did my stress testing, and how and why we're still going ahead with our lender. We're pulling out all of our funds, and what I've done to do my stress testing to be confident that yes, releasing this money is gonna work out for us, because where we put it next, it's still gonna be lucrative. So let's swap over and I'll show you what's on my screen now. Now here, what you're looking at is my stress testing formula sheet. We've got two options from the lender. Because it's a mixed use property, first option, do a variable rate starting from 6.99%. You can see it right here on the top left. Second option is getting it at 9% fixed for 5 years. Now, the question is, 9%, that's a lot. That's really too much. Is it really realistic that the base rate could even touch up to 3.75%? And hey, guess what? What if it does? Yes, the whole UK will be crying. The housing market will be collapsing. But will I collapse? Because I don't want to collapse. I want to be a professional investor. I want to look after myself. So I'm going to be taking an informed decision, looking at what my risks are, and then taking a calculated risk, which is very important. So let's look at this right here. Property value 700,000, purchase price was 525. It was below market value, and we did add a lot of value to the property. When we look at our mortgage interest rate at 6.99% here, we're going to be having to pay 31k. At the moment, the rent we're getting is 4,250 per month. So on cash, it would be 9.26%. But on mortgage, we're looking at 23.99% because our investment is only £70,000. That's how much money is stuck in the deal. However, when we've added value, because this is a mixed use, it had a nursery, 2 retail units, and a HMO. We're going to be running the HMO ourselves eventually, because at the moment there's a lease on it. When we do run it ourselves, we're going to be making 45%. On mortgage, 12% cash on cash. But hey, this is on base rate being 1.75. What if base rate touches 2.75%? What happens then? You can look here now. Base rate, if it touches 2.75, currently will be at 17.49%. But if once value is added, you're at 39%. Same way here. What if base rate touches 3.75%? We're at 10.99% here and 32 here. Fourthly, what if it touches 4.75? I hope not, but would be at 4.49% here. But if we're running the HMO ourselves, would be at 26%. Now, if we do release this funds, we would get back about £455,000 back. Now, when we get 45,000 back on 65% loan to value, because it's a mixed use property, we want to see on further investments, how much could we make? So this is a deal that we've seen on the market, 6 flats at £360,000. So I've done my stress testing here, firstly, that I know that even if it touches 4.75%, I will still be able to afford the interest payments. I'm not going to have to give the property back. We will still survive, and we will still keep going to ride the storm and to come out of it without much harm. But the also key point is, why would we refinance if we're going to lose money? So the same thing we want to do on further investments. So here I've done my investments to see, am I going to make profit once I've invested that extra £455,000? Am I going to be making profit, or am I going to be losing money? Let's forget about capital appreciation for a second here. So I'm looking at the profit, and I've seen that the minimum I would make is 93,000, maximum 108, minimum 89, maximum 104, minimum 84, maximum 99. However, without any mortgage without equity stuck in there, we were only making about 51. So yes, we're going to be making extra 45k, 40k or 36k if we refinance. So this is what I expect you as a professional investor to be doing as your stress test. So you as a professional property investor should be doing stress tests just like how you've seen me do it on my laptop. Very important, because the last thing you want to do is buy a property thinking, hey, it's at 6.99% or base rate being at 1.75. You need to avoid that. Do the stress test, be professional, take calculated risks. Do not take decisions based on your emotions, but rather just calculations. So I hope you found this information useful. I do try to document whatever I'm doing on my day-to-day journey to help you improve on your property journey. So if you do enjoy this, please let me know in the comment section below. I'd really appreciate that. If you do enjoy, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you in the next video.